In this video, I show you how I use AI to build my own to-do app. I wanted an app that was fast, minimalist, and fully controlled by shortcuts. You'll see how I don't write the code, what I write is the instructions that I give to AI so that AI writes the code for me. So you'll see a little bit of my thinking process, you'll see how I describe what I want to the AI, and based on what it gives me, how I carry on to make the modifications that I want to the application. My goal is to get you thinking, what if you could build your own apps just using AI? Because I don't think there's many videos out there that show you the different stages of how the app continues to change over time based on the instructions given to AI. So if you do want to dig deeper, I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But I hope you enjoy and let's get started. Okay, we asked the AI to create a task management app with the following features. We ask it to use the right technology to prioritize speed because I want this app to be very fast and I need the app to open and close with the press of a shortcut. And we want to make it dark mode and minimalist. So let's see what it comes up with. This is what it gives me. I can open it with the press of a shortcut and it is dark mode like I requested, but of course we need to implement quite a few features still. Okay, we want this app to always open in full screen and I also wanted to add buttons in the low portion of the app with basic features. So it goes from this to this. We have some buttons in here to move tasks up and down, delete them, mark them as complete, etc. And as you can see, it does open in full screen now, which is what I asked for. I asked it to create an easy system that allows me to edit tasks. We go from this to this where it adds a button called edit task. So the task that is selected, we just press this button and it opens this nice window where we can edit the task itself. Alright, so far so good. Now we want to add more features. I want the ability to move tasks to the very top of the list and to the very bottom. So we go from this to this. Behind the scenes, I wrote some example tasks. We can select the task and press one of these buttons right here that it added, move to first or move to last. Now I realized that the app in general is way too colorful for my taste, so I asked it to make it with one dominant blue color. So it goes from this to this. For personal taste, I do prefer this a lot better, and this already helped me decide the colors that I want the app to be. Now I want the app to be cleaner, so instead of having the buttons, I want to replace this for shortcuts. This is not for everyone, but I really like to have apps that are mostly based on shortcuts, especially when I make them for myself. And I also wanted to remove the columns of every task. So what I mean in there is that I want to remove these columns right here. I don't really need to see that information from this view, so that's what I asked for, and it gives me this. It did change the app quite a bit. As you can see, all of these buttons are gone, and now it's just one simple list of tasks. But with all the features that we added before, it's just that now we do it based on shortcuts. Now I ask it to allow me to add subtasks to a task. So what I mean by this is going from this to this, where now on a particular task that we're clicked on, I can add subtasks to it. Okay, now I ask it to move the buttons that we had at the very top to a left sidebar. And I want just the font size to be bigger, so we go from this to this. Bigger font size, and now the buttons are on the left sidebar, which I think just distributes things a little bit nicer for my taste. Okay, now I wanted to change the color of the panel to black. So everything that we have in here that is gray, I want it to be black for just a more minimalist look. So we go from here to this. I do want to add blue borders around the panels to make things look better. And I also want to make the black color in here a little bit more blue. So we go from this without borders into this. Nice borders and a little bit of a blue if you can notice it. Now I want to increase the font size of the text on the left sidebar. So this text right here, I would like it to be bigger. And I also want this left sidebar color, so this color right here, to be a little bit more blue. So we go from that to that. Okay, so in regards to the way it looks, it's good enough. I would like to make some improvements and over time just make it look more modern, but because we're using a tech that really prioritizes speed, right now this is extremely fast, and for this case I'm willing to compromise on the way things look. Perhaps it's not the most modern thing ever, but because of how fast it is, I think in this case is a really good trade-off. So if you're curious about building similar tools using AI for your own purposes or for building it for other people, I'm actually putting together a course to help you learn AI coding without the frustration. Which tools to actually use, what is the best, what is the most efficient approach to the whole thing, because that can get so overwhelming. AI coding has gotten pretty advanced, but there's still some annoying things that until you learn it the hard way, these can be the things that can completely discourage you from even trying. And I think I've gone through all of those frustrations, so I'm compiling the best lessons that I've learned so that you can learn from my mistakes and just get straight into the part where this is actually useful, it's fun, and you can build a really powerful skill that becomes something tangible. And by tangible I mean digital, but you get the idea. Something that you can use for yourself to improve your digital life, or that you can turn into an app to share with others, which is amazing, right? So this has endless potential, and my goal is to help you make the most out of that technology available so that you can build something that matters to you. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the description, and I hope to see you there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.